All right, start the show. What's up, nerds? This is NGR Radio, Nerds Gone Rogue Radio, episode 71. It is December 7th? Yeah, pretty sure it's December 7th.
Sure.
I have it on good authority. It's December 7th today.
It is.
And I've got my buddies Corey and Moose here.
I'm here.
And
I'm really disappointed about some things and really excited about others.
And it's been a week.
Yeah.
It's been a week since we recorded, and it's been a week in general.
It's been a week. It's been 7 days. And
yes.
And I don't really have much more of an intro. The Game Awards are happening right now, so Keely's on stage talking somewhere.
So
there's stuff being revealed. We've heard about a From Software thing, and apparently Zelda's getting motorcycles.
Okay, I want to say one thing about this From Software thing. So I went on there, and I was kind of like scrolling through the IGN app, and I kept refreshing it because I wasn't watching the Game Awards show. And it said, the first thing it says was, Bloodborne 2 trailer at the Game Awards. Yeah. So I messaged Moose, and he's like, "Nah, I just watched it. Didn't say anything."
Corey. I'm like,
and then I went on the app again, and it says, From Software teases something that could be a Bloodborne sequel. I'm like, it's the same article, it's the same video. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I hate you. Then now it says From Software teases new project is all it says. So I don't know if there's an embargo until after PSX or what, but
I hate to say it, like they could tease it at VGAs, but Sony is not going to announce Bloodborne 2 at fucking VGAs. No. That's PSX. So
I am a little surprised though that there's not a lot of
you're muted,
Xbox related things. But anyways,
that was on purpose.
Sorry. Well, they had that. They had that 3-minute, that 60-second mixer commercial for the streaming service from Xbox. I'm like,
because there's not already 3 better streaming services other than Mixer out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, get the fuck out of here. No one owns an Xbox to use it anyways.
Oh my gosh! Can I just say something? I'm really having a hard time playing Assassin's Creed on Xbox right now.
Why are you playing it on Xbox?
Because that's
Assassin's Creed Origins.
That's the system I got it on for my birthday. Was Xbox from my mom.
I would have returned the game and got it for PS4.
Yeah, bro. I already started playing it, and like it wasn't running bad at all when I was playing it. And then, like the last half hour I played, all these textures were like not there. It looked like everything was just like this wet, glossy mess, except for my camel. I was like, "Oh, this is weird." I'm running on camel.
Weird. This sounds like a weird thing you walked into, Corey.
Yeah, I know. I was like, it was wet. There was no textures.
It was a wet, glossy mess, except for my camel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So everything in that world fell in grease except for the camel. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was great. I like that game though. It is a great game.
Is it?
It is a fantastic game. Like I said last week, I'm 35 hours in. I'm only 7 areas completed, and there's 20. So
nice.
I'm having a good time. It's really fitting that role of playing more of less this year. Remember at the beginning of the year, I told you I was going to play more of less games because I don't need to keep up on everything anymore. And it's really fitting that role.
And you chose Assassin's Creed, okay?
Well, I got my first platinum this year.
You did.
And I have 220 hours in Zelda already. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we have a this just in. Moose, what just happened?
I'm just letting you know that Firewatch's Campo Santos revealed their new game in the Valley of Gods.
Anything? Did you look at any details or no?
I can read the little article for you. It's a single-player adventure game about seeking treasure in an ancient valley. The world premiere trailer showed 2 characters exploring pyramids and ruins in Egypt. Like its previous title, Firewatch in the Valley of Gods looks as though it'll be visually striking with lush, warm colors. Cool.
Okay.
They have a trailer in that link too, so if you want to watch it later or now. Or
Also, Justin, Bayonetta 1 and 2 2-pack coming to Switch on February 16th.
Yes.
I'll play that. I will play the fuck out of that. Sweet. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Also, currently 33% off of all Bayonetta amiibo if you can find them.
Okay.
That's cool.
Like I give a bull crap. So, you been playing anything else, Corey, or is that it?
Yeah, well, okay. Here's a disappointing
Mr.
part.
More of Less. What else you been playing?
Yeah.
Here's the disappointing part of my week. Okay, I played through the Curse of Osiris DLC for Destiny 2. Not once, but 3 times.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times a dumbass.
Hey,
let me tell you what. Let me tell you. Out of all the first-person shooter campaigns and expansions I've ever played, this might take the cake as being the worst campaign I've ever played. If I have to run down the same damn hallway one more time, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. There's literally like at the intro, in the middle, and exit of every mission in that game, in that DLC, there's a triangle hallway that looks kind of all matrixy and stuff because it's telling you like, oh, you're traveling through time or whatever. And like the story was like interesting enough if it was there. Like the story they promoted was cool, but there's really no story. You're really just shooting a bunch of robots through time. That's literally all it is. And then you see they've built up Osiris as like the biggest badass guardian you've ever met in your life. And like he won't fight with you and you literally have to go save him. And it's like, well, that was disappointing.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, if you want Destiny 1 armor, it's all back. So you can go grind that out too.
Okay. Now I have to interrupt you, Corey, because Mr. Nerds Gone Platinum himself, Jason Marshall, is in our chat talking about Bayonetta 3. Apparently, Bayonetta 3 was announced.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
So
that's why they're doing the double pack, which is fine by me.
I will play some more goddamn Bayonetta.
Yeah.
I will play all 3 of those games on my Switch.
I will play all 3 of them again.
Yep.
Yeah. That is awesome.
I know. I'm really excited now. That's cool.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain Platinum.
I am glad I can now trade in my Bayonetta 1 and 2 pack for Wii U, because as those Wii U ports come out, I'm trading my old ones in for the Switch version.
Well, I did all that when I got my Switch. So
I know, but I have a lot more Wii U games than you did, to be fair.
Well, I think you kept a lot more. I started taking them back a long ago.
And like 90% of the Wii U titles that you had are probably either already on Switch or coming to Switch.
Is Pikmin 3 on Switch?
No, but there's a sequel being developed for next year.
Is Wonderful 101 on Switch?
It's probably coming. They've shown Platinum's tweeted out a bunch of the Wonderful 101 characters playing Switches.
Okay.
Then that's got to be happening. Yeah,
it's got to be coming.
That game was
I'm
so
surprised that wasn't announced alongside the Bayonetta port.
Yeah, that game was so much better than people gave it credit for.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm extremely hyped for some Bayonetta on Switch.
Yeah. Like all of us, like I remember a couple weeks ago, maybe a month, maybe as long as a month and a half ago, like in our Facebook chat, Moose, Captain Canada was like, "How's Nintendo gonna follow up year 1?" Because year 1,
they're doing it.
I mean, they're starting Bayonetta 3,
Bayonetta 2. Technically, Bayonetta 1 and 2 is still in year 1 of the Switch.
Well, yes,
technically.
Yes, but it's also a port.
Yeah.
No, but Bayonetta 3, like after, like I loved 1 when I played it on Xbox, and then I played 2, and I thought that was one of the best. One of those games I'd ever really played. Is that considered a hack and slash? I don't even know.
I'd call it a stylish action game.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it was like I mean, it was
I put it like DMC God of War would fit in that category probably.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was easier DMC God of War, but
Oh yeah,
but like it was such a cool freaking thing, and because that was so good, like I'm excited for 3 now.
yes.
I had Bayonetta 1, and actually I played a little bit of it, but something pulled me away from it, and then I never got back to it. And then Bayonetta 2, obviously, I wasn't buying a Wii U for that. I was like, well, I have no interest in going back and playing Bayonetta because I don't want to get hooked.
Right.
And then not be able to play the sequel or have to pay freaking insane amount of money just for a Wii U just to play the sequel. And so now that they're doing this, heck yeah, I'm excited. I think Bayonetta 3 it'll be good. It'll be one of Platinum Games hits because they've been kind of up and down.
They've been down a bit lately.
A couple of games down, but they were minor games, I believe. Like they did the Korra game, they did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, which was shit. But then they kind of
got Scalebound canceled.
Well, I don't think they did. I think.
I'm just saying. We could. I mean, I won't really place blame at their feet. I think I think the logic works out too. Microsoft didn't think they had Dota or Overwatch money, so they canceled it because that's what they wanted, and you're not going to get that from a Platinum game.
Yeah. Well, they did Nier, didn't they? Automata, wasn't that them?
Yeah.
They developed. I thought Square did that.
No, they just published it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, all right. No,
that was their hit. So I was saying they were going down, and then they came up with that. So yeah, they've been going up and down. I think Bayonetta 3 will be an up for them.
Yeah, and it is confirmed a Switch exclusive.
Yeah, Captain Canada messaged me. I don't have my phone on me because I forgot my charger at home, so I have to use the wife's. And
fail, Moose. Fail.
So I see I got my Facebook page open in a tab, and it's just like bing, 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 bing.
I thought that was implied considering they paid for Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, sometimes you get sequels on other platforms like Mass Effect, for a while.
Yeah, but that was after EA bought them. And
I know. It was a different situation.
Bayonetta is their own IP, isn't it? It's Platinum's. It was their IP that they were doing. Sega published it. So so I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, what I'm trying to get at is like they need someone to help them publish it, and that's why they got into bed with Nintendo. It wasn't like Bethesda trying to put out, Elder Scrolls 6 or something like that. But I could see why they got into bed with Nintendo because I mean, even though Bayonetta and Vanquish, I'd love to see a Vanquish sequel. That game was freaking.
That game was
an insane amount of fun.
It was
bananas. That game was an insane amount of fun, but I'd love to see a sequel to that. But I could see why they went, to Nintendo to try and keep the franchise alive. And now Nintendo's got, if that comes out next year, or even gets shown at E3 and with a release in 2019, that'd be awesome for them.
I mean, that would be a good pairing with like Metroid in 2019.
Yeah.
It would be Bayonetta 3, Metroid, and then I don't know, have one more
maybe Mario Maker 2
or Pokemon. Yeah.
Because I mean, they've or like a new Super Mario Brothers style game, where it's a 2D side scroller, but because they had new. I think the last one was new Super Mario Brothers Wii U.
It was new Super Mario Brothers U, and then they do Super Luigi Brothers or something like that.
Yeah, that was the hardcore version.
I can see that.
Weird. It was weird and cool to me.
Yeah,
but
I like the little sidekick for Luigi. Was it like? They had it was like the hardcore version for if you want to play as Luigi, it's all these altered levels. But then they also gave you the easy version with the stupid rabbit, the purple rabbit that all you did was press right and he would literally hop over everything and make every jump.
Yep.
That's fun.
Okay, so we detoured. Corey was talking about Assassin's Creed and Destiny. Did you kind of wrap up Destiny?
I mean, for the most part, there's really, honestly, I really have no, I don't know. after that first like 2 weeks of the excitement and stuff, Destiny 2 is probably one of the most disappointing games to me of all time. Like for me, in terms of like what I was expecting versus what we got, and like I don't know, it had that opposite problem. It had the same problem that the Division did when it came out. Was like it had this awesome like campaign that you could play through with your friends and these cool big missions and stuff. But then the end game just sucked, and like it still has that problem where the end game sucks. And like, unlike Destiny 1, where the first expansion we got a raid, we didn't get a raid this time. We got an extra challenge in the raid, basically the raid layer, which is like this. I don't know. It's like a mini raid.
Okay.
But I don't know. I played through the campaign 3 times. I'm like, man, I really don't know what I'm chasing here. Like, there's nothing to chase, really. You know, I mean, I got some stuff from Destiny 1, which was cool to see that stuff again. But like the most powerful Titan helmet in Destiny 1, the Helm of Sam 14, which is the helmet you wanted as a Defender Titan, is back. But all the abilities that make that helmet awesome are not in Destiny 2. So it's kind of not worth wearing anymore.
So Destiny got backwards compatibility, eh?
Hey.
Apparently there's
that you think you're joking.
I'm not.
The next expansion is rumored to bring back all the old areas.
Great. Fantastic. So now they'll finally have a decent sized world to work with. Also, apparently there's a Death Stranding trailer going on right now, and it's according to Captain Canada, it is so fucked. And according to Jason Marshall, it is out there. So we'll let that rest because
Norman Reedus is crying and takes his weird looking helmet off.
Oh, great, fantastic! So
there's your Death Stranding update for 2017.
Hey, Kojima, when you have a game, let me know. Okay. Anything else you're playing, Corey?
I've been trying to do Horizon, but I've decided to put that off until after Assassin's Creed, just because the controls are so different.
Okay.
I think you need to put Assassin's Creed off until you finish Horizon. But
honestly, I've been thinking about that, honestly, just because like Horizon is shorter, you know, like that DLC is shorter, and I kind of like I want to go for those trophies, you know. I really want to 100% it. You know, I'm thinking about doing the New Game Plus in ultra hard mode or whatever.
Ooh.
I'm really thinking about it, dude. And I started my master.
Corey's growing some balls.
I like it.
Dude, like I just, man, here's the thing. I'm tired of my games running bad on my Xbox, and like I really am. Like I look, I like my Xbox. I like Xbox Live. I think it's got a lot of cool things available for the Xbox fan.
But
look, dude. I can't have my textures popping in and like my character disappearing during a cutscene. I can't have that.
Wasn't it Jon Snow on Game of Thrones who told his sister Sansa, he was like, you know what Dad used to say, everything before but is horseshit. But yeah.
Hey, okay, so this just in. No gameplay, no release date, but Kojima and Norman Reedus are on stage.
Right, and Jeff Keely.
with a big picture of Norman Reedus.
And what do I care? What do I care?
If they would have shown gameplay, I'll probably watch the trailer.
Guys, this just in. They're wearing matching t-shirts and matching coats, like suit jackets.
And then they turn around to tell me
and they're holding hands.
Konami on
they're holding hands.
Oh, great. Fantastic. All right.
And now there's a light show, and now Jeff Keely is salivating over Kojima penis.
Sweet. All right, good. All right. All right.
And like Kojima's like fawning over him now. Like, so that's pretty funny. But anyways. I don't want to hear anything about that fucking game until there's a I want to see a gameplay trailer. I
am like really more I'm so much more less interested in that game now, like, than I was. Not because like I don't know if it's going to be a good game or not. Like, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of figuring it's going to be like Metal Gear 5, honestly, like that sort of game, you know. But at the same time, it's like, dude, just wait. Like, we could know nothing about this game until 2 years from now, and I'd still have the same amount of hype.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. And while I throw my shade Kojima's way every single time, I never exactly look away completely, because like even with Metal Gear, like over the decades that's been going on, like I always sort of paid attention, even though I didn't like those games or ever play. I always was sort of fascinated with like the aura around it, and I think it's cool that that fan base gets all conspiracy theory person about it, where like they're gonna be like, oh, this means this, so obviously it points to this, and eventually through whatever means they crack the code.
Yeah.
And I don't always know if that's like by design or whatever, but I think it's a cool thing. But at the same time, like, because I'm on this side of it, I'm still gonna say, show me gameplay, because I wasn't gonna play Metal Gear Solid until I heard about Metal Gear Solid, and then I'm like, oh, I kind of have to play that. And I was glad I played Metal Gear Solid.
You mean 5 Fan of Pain, or just anyone in general?
Oh yeah, 5. I'm sorry, 5.
Okay,
Thank you.
I just want to make sure I knew which one you were talking about.
I bounced right the hell off of it, but I was happy to experience that. And then Corey, are you playing anything else?
I mean, Switch. Oh, like just dabbling in other games here and there, but I'm trying to. Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the other game I was playing.
Okay.
And
looking at a lot of boobs, are you?
Yeah, whatever. Sure. That is a JS RPG, dude. That is a
JS.
If you want,
it's a JS JRPG.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, dude.
That's
if you want anime characters jumping around, sword fighting with cool special effects behind them, and weird mouth movements when they're talking English, and because they didn't do the correct voiceover with the characters with the English. JRPG all the way, man. If you want a really solid JRPG with a weird story and a lot of anime boobs, there you go. It's a good game though. Like the systems are good, and I like a lot of the mechanics that I've been introduced to and stuff. It's probably one of the top 5 Switch games this year for me, at least.
Okay.
It's really good. The characters are cool. Their kind of banner back and forth is pretty. I don't want to say generic, but pretty. It's pretty much what you would expect from a JRPG being localized. Yeah, there's a big twist within the first hour of the game that, like, I don't know, if you play a lot of JRPGs, you might see coming, but you might not see it coming if you don't play a lot of JRPGs, but it's good. I recommend it to people if you're looking for a game that's going to take probably just as long as Zelda takes a lot of people to play.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. So, but that's it. That's kind of all I've been playing. I really just wanted to voice my concern over Destiny 2 and the texture pop-in on my Xbox One Assassin's Creed experience.
Well, they are offering a free trial soon for Destiny 2.
Everything's greasy except the camel.
They must be bleeding players.
Yeah, okay. I try to balance my libraries. Like, I don't really care what system I get it for.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I have a PS4 Pro now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the third-party games are going to PlayStation from now on. I can't handle it. I'm not spending $500 on an X. I've decided I'm not going to do it.
Smart man.
Man. Somebody else go before I start yelling about stuff.
Okay. Moose, what have you been playing?
Bloodborne. Trying to get that get scratched before December 31st. But I've been having some weird connection issues with it. Like, you and I had a hard time connecting that one night.
What's going on?
And then was it last night or the night before? Oh, it was last night, because I was trying to clear the Shadows of Yharnam. Excuse me, I was trying to clear them, so I was clearing the Forbidden Woods, and I summoned somebody, and then we were going through an area, and all of a sudden, Bloodborne just crashed. I've never had Bloodborne crash, and I'm like, what the heck? So I lost connection, all that stuff, and it was saying the error code said like to update your system or the app, and I'm like, okay. And I went and looked, app's completely updated, obviously, so is the system, otherwise I wouldn't be able to play online. And I'm like, that's really freaking weird. So something makes me think like something's going on in the background with them, you know, with their servers or whatever they're doing. So anyways, I've been playing that. Been playing Wolfenstein, so I need to beat that before next week, so I gotta try and do that this weekend. And then on the Switch, I bought Earth Atlantis, which is a 2D side-scrolling little shooter. So there was a catastrophe causing the world to be flooded, and so now humans are in, you know, little submarines going hunting for monsters because the machines have taken on the forms of the sea creatures.
It's so, 2D underwater Horizon.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I've beaten like 2 or 3 bosses right now, so I got a couple more to go. I like I actually enjoy trying more than one of the power-ups. Like, I like the homing missiles. I really like the homing missiles, but now I'm trying electricity. So now I'm trying to play with electricity, and like what's cool about it is like you can power up. Like, not only do you power up your main weapon, because like when you start in the sub, you just shoot forward.
Yeah,
and
well, for anybody that might know, it's I guess bullet hell would probably be a good descriptor, as well as like Life Force, Gradius, Raiden,
yeah, but it's
1942.
That's back. Because it's totally not a bullet hell, because there's not as many. You got to dodge stuff on the screen, but it's not as insane as those. Okay. So I'd say it's bullet hell light, but anyway, so you get like you get your gun just shoots out of the front of your submarine at first, and then as you kill stuff, they drop little P's, which are your power ups, and so you'll get like 2 bullets out the front, you'll get 3, then you'll get 1 out the back, and so eventually, because you can turn your sub, there's basically 2 buttons. There's a button to fire, and there's a button to turn your sub in either direction. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you can get power-ups for your main weapon, but then also you get, like, so I was saying electricity. So basically, bolts of electricity go out to the enemies and kill them. But then also you can power up that. So if you can find another pellet that says, a power-up that says E, your electricity does more damage. So there's, like, I had, like, the homing missiles up to, like, 4 missiles shooting at once. Like, it was pretty freaking awesome.
I'm jealous. Yeah, so. I can't. Every time I get a power up in that game, I don't ever. I think I've gotten 3, but like I almost never see the same power up twice, which really annoys me.
That's weird. Have you gone back to areas you've already covered? See, because what I do is if I die, because like when you die, so you, like if you're fighting a boss and you die, you'll respawn at the last save at the
last start point,
but it'll also drop the power up you were using. So you can like float down and get the power up and then start with that power up. So it's not just you know, out in the middle of fucking nowhere with just your little pew pew, because it's not going to really do a lot with the enemies as you progress through the map. And
I love that sentence, man. That sentence. Out in the middle of nowhere with just your pew pew. Holding on to that pew pew.
Get your pew pew powered up, buddy. So it's pretty cool, but like I go back to the other areas that I've already cleared and try and pick up the power ups. So now it allows me to like clear enemies to try and power up my main gun, but it also allows me to find the additional power ups for whatever alternate. Yeah, because there's boxes around that usually drop the different power ups, and then there's barrels that'll actually drop the actual upgrade to your power up. So it'll drop the same one, I think. So the barrel drops the same one, and the box drops like a different one or something.
Yeah, I liked. I mean, when I saw that game, I saw that game the day I got my Switch. I picked up the indie games that I picked up were the indie games, the downloadable ones were that Volgar and Golf Story.
I like Volgar.
I actually haven't booted it up yet. But I played a little bit of it on Xbox. You know, I watched Giant Bomb play through it, and I'm like, that's my type of game. So I see it. Oh, yeah, I'm downloading that. But one thing and because I've played so much of the Souls series, like I saw that start point, and then I saw another one. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this a bonfire situation here? Like, and I started to realize, oh, this is the way to do like a side-scrolling shooter Dark Souls, because you can change your start point depending on the last one of those. And yes, like you, when I die, I basically do the tour to go find all that stuff. There's only like I think I might have done 1 or 2 more bosses than you. I think I'm up to 5.
Nice.
And the one I'm on now is Colossus, and he or she, it is a dick. It is a real annoying. No, the boss is not a penis, but like it's just a asshole.
I will have to say that one thing that we have not mentioned about the game is the beautiful art style.
Oh, the art style is great.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous.
It's pencil drawn animation. Yeah, oh, it's so good.
Oh my god, it's awesome. And so it's really cool watching like the creatures move around. And then what's cool about the game is
the background.
Like there's a background. So you have your foreground, which you're in, and then like the enemies, like if you don't kill them in time, like they'll just turn and like, swim into the background, and then you'll see them as a smaller version of them floating in the background, a lighter too, like they get lighter in color, and then they'll just float away, and you're like, well, shit, I guess I can't try and kill them to get health, you know, because they also kick out health for you, the enemies, and so, so it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I bought that yesterday morning and have been playing through that. And there's a Caveman Warriors, I think, just came out too, which is a 2D side scroller beat 'em up. I picked that up.
Is that Tiny Barbarian or?
No, it's a different. I'll look it up, or I'll go grab my Switch while you're talking through your stuff. But I'll let you know the name. And then I picked up another tiny little like Zelda-like game that I played a little bit of today. That was really cool. I'll get the name of that too, but can't really remember it off the top of my head. My brain is mush from this week of work. But anyways, the Switch has been my main place to play because I spent so much time at work. Like during my lunch, like I said, during my lunch today, I just basically played an hour worth of Earth and Atlantis. So, and I've discussed it with the guys on when we recorded Nerds Gone Platinum last night. I want to play Breath of the Wild, but I feel I need more than like an hour chunk to try, because like I feel like if I go into that, like an hour's time, I'm not going to have enough time to even find something to do, or even like, you know what I mean? Or I'll get to a point where I want to do something and then I got to turn it off. You know what I mean? And it's just going to frustrate the hell out of me. And I don't want to frustrate myself with that game. So I think I'm going to save that till after I beat Wolfenstein and can start playing like on the weekends and just play it in like 4 or 5 hour chunks if I can. Because it's just like, it's Skyrim with, to me, it's Skyrim with a Zelda skin, which is not bad. It's just, they've just opened up what you can do in that game tremendously. So, which is awesome. And I commend them for it. And so I want to give it the proper time it needs instead of trying to like give it little chunks of time and then it frustrates me and I don't want to play it. So, so like I said, I'll just sit there and play, you know, my Switch while I'm on my lunch break. So, or while we're waiting for jobs to come across or whatever. So it's definitely perfect for portability.
Yeah.
But love it. Anyways, Matt, what do you play?
I played a little I played a little bit of Bloodborne. Tried to join Moose, couldn't, so I ended up just wrecking some shop in my own little game. It's still fun. I've been playing Earth Atlantis as well. I won't talk any more about that. I finished Golf Story, and that game is cool. Despite its repetition. And I think it goes to some cool places, just like, excuse me, just like the way all the characters seem to both care and give absolutely no fucks about what they're doing. I never thought a a game where you only watch text go by could have a convincing battle rap sequence. And that was cool. But yeah, no, I'm glad I'm glad I finished it. I'm glad I stuck it out. And I do like the fact that once you beat the last course, and this is the only way I will say it, it just says, now I guess my goal is to enjoy life.
Nice.
I find that poignant. I started up Splatoon. Splatoon.
They really missed the opportunity there.
they really missed the pun opportunity. And yeah, it's, you know what, I will say it might just be more Splatoon 1, but it's just enough. And I feel like it's smoother than Splatoon 1. And I know I'm coming to this 5-6 months late now, but I like that they only give you little bits of that game at a time, at least the multiplayer stuff, because then you get like your time with it, and then you go back again and it's something different. You're like, oh, I don't remember this so much because I haven't played this map. So, and the multiplayer is still cool. I wish I had more people to run with. That would be.
I actually just put it on my Switch yesterday when you were like, when were you posting in one of the Facebook groups?
The past couple of days, actually.
Yeah. It's been this week.
I put it in to download the updates so we could play together. So,
all right.
I just got to figure out the algorithm to make sure my Switch can connect with yours, and
the algorithm.
Well, yeah.
Got to plug it into all these separate devices and dongles, and
carry all those Y's and X's.
You know what you do? You just throw on your PlayStation 4 headphones, join a party, and just play. sit next to your PS4. That's what me and Jason do when we were playing Mario Kart.
For a headset, like, I'm not even talking about that. You have to have like the Nintendo Online app open to join parties on your phone.
Yeah, it's real weird. It's real weird.
Really?
Like,
I still think it's funny that they made this huge app for online, and the only game that supports it still is Splatoon 2.
Yeah. Well, I think. I mean, I was adamantly against it, but then I realized in Splatoon 2 I wanted to get the hockey helmet, and in order to try and get that, you kind of have to have the app. And I'm like, that's how they get you. But at least it's not real money, so.
That's true.
You're only using currency you've earned in the game. So I'll take that. And hopefully I can get the hockey helmet because I really want that hockey helmet.
Hockey!
All right, nerd.
Yeah. So, and then I played more FIFA. Still love that game. Played some Fortnite with Nerds Gone Platinumers, Jeff and Jason. And
nice.
Did you see they're adding a 50 versus 50 mode?
Damn.
No,
I downloaded that for PS4 yesterday, by the way.
You need to play with us, man.
I will. Yeah. Well, like, dude, I can't. I don't want to play Destiny.
I mean, he's too busy playing
Destiny.
Assassin's Creed on his Xbox.
Yeah.
I downloaded Fortnite. We'll play.
Okay.
I'm holding you to that. And then
Corey's like, I got all these games, and we'll play, and we never see him, and then we never see him online. And then he's like, "Oh,
I fixed that problem. I was set to appear offline."
No, I figured it out. I just didn't say anything because I was like, I'm not gonna like blow his cover, or if he want, confront him and be like.
To be fair, I do like to hide from certain people.
Oh no,
they're not you guys.
Oh no, I know. Yeah,
I know what you mean. I've got the
stalkers.
Well, it's not even that. It's just
I'm not going to name any names, but every time I get online and there's a certain person that always messages me, said you should quit that game and play game X, and that's
man, that's annoying
all the time. I'm like, yeah, why are we friends?
Yeah. Playing this, bruh.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that.
I'm like,
you have yourself a good old time.
Nope.
I don't want to play that. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for what I've been playing. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this has been such a great game.
Cool year, man. It's been a fucking cool year.
It has been a really good year. Yeah.
Like I'm like excited and terrified to really dig into Game of the Year.
I know.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm excited for our categories episode.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it home in time to record. So maybe
you'll make it home. We will stay up.
Yeah.
Next weekend, like next week, I should be able to move my schedule a bit. So,
okay.
I mean, I won't have. I mean, like, it'll be like Thursday or the weekend at this point, but something can happen.
Okay. On a side note, I did find the name of those games. It was Caveman Warriors. It's 2D side scroller beat 'em up, and then the other game is Kamiko, K-M-I-K-O, and it looks almost like Hyper Light Drifter mixed in with a little bit of Zelda.
I saw that.
So,
you know what?
And that's $5.
It's only $5.
So,
the game's only like an hour long, though.
Yeah, it's not long. It's not long at all. But then
There's another game, if you're looking for a cool indie game on Switch called oh my gosh, it reminds me of Hyper Light Drifter so much. I forget what it's called.
I forget
what it's called.
It's okay.
It
happens. But I also
Cipher Tight Gripter.
Yeah.
And also, what is it? 9 Parchments. I didn't want to tell you that, but I don't know if you've been following it. But the guys that made the Trine series have put out a action game, kind of like Diablo. So it's called 9 Parchments. You play wizards.
What is?
There's a demo. There's a demo available.
Is that on? That's on Switch.
That's
isn't
Switch.
It?
Yeah. There's a demo on Switch.
I saw that and I looked at it.
I ended up playing a little bit of it.
I ended up getting Wonder Boy instead.
Yeah, Wonder Boy is cool. Well,
Wonder Boy.
You have access to that, right?
Hmm.
You have access to that on your PS4.
Yes, but I did not portably. So.
Touche. Yeah, and then also mentioned to the fans Lost Sphere, the demo for the game from the guys that did I Am Setsuna. It's out today as well. It's on PS4, I believe. It's
Square's old school RPG studio. Is that who that is?
Yeah. So I'm looking for. Jason mentioned it, and I was like, "Is it on Switch?" And he's like, "PS4." And so I was like, "Okay, well then I'll just do it on there." And then I was just looking at the eShop, and it said that the demo is out today. So to be honest, I'll probably play it on Switch.
Yeah.
And he can kiss my butt. But anyways.
Wow. Didn't the guys who did Trine do Has Been Heroes too? Or also?
What is it?
Has Been Heroes.
I haven't played that. I've seen it.
I thought about it, but I could have swore that like early in the Switch's lifetime.
Yeah, it was a launch title.
Like Corey mentioned it, and I'm like, is that wasn't that the guy? It was like Frozen Bite or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys who do Trine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm almost positive.
Man, don't worry. I'm going to their Wikipedia page right now.
But yeah, no. And
Frozen Bite. Published by GameStop.
Interesting.
Has Been Heroes?
They did Trine. Yeah, they did Trine.
And then they also did 9 Parchments?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I didn't hear enough good things about Has Been Heroes to dive in. So I might. It was
an interesting concept. It was like this mix between turn-based and real-time RPG type thing, like side-scrolling.
And it was a roguelike?
Yeah. It was, and every time one of your heroes died, a new one popped in. So you were making progression, but the characters it was like a permadeath situation, but there's always a new hero coming in.
I like some permadeath. Permadeath's a cool thing.
So it was an interesting concept that just wasn't executed well because I think they made it super fast to get it out for Switch's launch.
I heard it wasn't bad. So. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay, so it seems like chatter regarding the Game Awards has died.
Yeah, it's probably
I'm assuming Kojima was the climax of that.
Oh, nope. The Nat guy. What's his name?
Mark Cerny?
Yeah, he's on right now, giving an interview. I think it's him.
Oh, well,
it's him.
Whatever.
Okay, Knack 3 confirmed.
Seriously?
No.
Okay. I'm like, 2 hasn't even come out yet, has it?
No, I think they're doing a PS1, like a PlayStation retrospective.
Oh.
It launched in September. I think it was September 5th.
Oh, okay.
Knack 2 came out. Knack 2's out.
Yep. Oh, I'm
review
Knack 2 DLC.
Knack 2 DLC
for Switch.
That'd be even better.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Knack and Rabbids. Knack battle.
Knack plus Rabbids dumpster fire. Okay, so I know Moose needs to be up early, and I know we spent a bit going between the Game Awards and what we were playing. Anybody have a quick topic? If not, we can go right into 20 questions.
I do, because it kind of has a little bit to do with our Game of the Year stuff, and I kind of want to do this topic before we do Game of the Year.
All right.
And I've heard it on a bunch of podcasts, including the Giant Bomb podcast and stuff. Like, a lot of people think Zelda's going to win Game of the Year tonight at the Game Awards, and it probably will. It'll win something, right?
Oh, yeah.
But do we judge Game of the Year on a series like Zelda based on our nostalgia for the series, or do we base it off of it just being a great game? Because Mario Odyssey, long-running series, Zelda, long-running series, but then we have an amazing new IP in Horizon, and Uncharted last year won a lot of stuff. Because, do people have fondness for Uncharted, or do they have fondness for Naughty Dog, or they just like the game because it's a great game?
Yeah.
So that's my topic. How do we judge our games of the year, and how does our feelings for a long-running series affect our decision on that game? And how do we judge new IP?
Yeah. That's
a good first.
I think it's tough. It's tough to judge a game of the year, because you have Horizon. I think Horizon is game of the year, not just because PlayStation is my main platform, but it's a game made by a company that made first-person shooters. Mm-hmm. The developer made first-person shooters, and this is their first, anything outside of that. Any other perspective, any other style of game, anything like that. And for them, now, does it have shortcomings? Yes.
Of course.
Horizon has shortcomings like the facial animations and stuff like that, but
so does Zelda.
Yeah, so does Zelda. So the gameplay is amazing. I thought the story was pretty fucking awesome, especially for a sci-fi story. Spoiler alerts, if you haven't played it, fucking go play it. The collection is out now currently with both the game and DLC. I think $39.99. I think it is.
It's $49.99.
$49.99.
The complete one, and then they dropped the price of Horizon to $29.99.
Nice. So go get it if you haven't played it and play it. But it had a good story, good voice acting. It had a good RPG system, good loot system. I thought it had a lot of good things going for it, and what made it my game of the year is the fact that I had a lot of fun with it, and also, like I said, just coming from a developer that hasn't done it before, like you said, Zelda. Not that Zelda isn't a great game, but all Zelda games are great games, except a lot of people might not think 2 is a great game. I just think
two's amazing.
I love 2, but a lot of people don't like it just because it was a different perspective.
Because it's not what they wanted. Yeah. No.
Right. Anyways, so I feel like if it's coming from somebody that has a great pedigree, it's I don't know, it's just not as surprising to me. I'm not surprised that Breath of the Wild is a 10 out of 10. I'm not surprised that Mario Odyssey is a 10 out of 10. But I'm pretty damn freaking surprised that Horizon got 9 out of 10s or higher. You know what I mean? So, I just feel like, and I'm kind of pissed that Neo wasn't on their Game of the Year poll for the Video Game Awards, just because that game was freaking awesome. But
you know why? It's because it was a Japanese developed game that Kojima didn't develop.
Yep,
that's true. That's a good point. I
mean, Dark Souls 3 lost to DLC for The Witcher last year,
which pisses me off,
dude. That made me so mad. Like, there are don't get me wrong, The Witcher is like a feat of a game. Like, that game is a great game, but like, if there's a brand new game that is a very great game, you can't give Game of the Year to DLC for an already existing game.
Well, to be fair, it was like RPG of the Year or whatever, but still,
I'm
with you. I'm with you.
Fuck it. It should not have gotten RPG. Although, like, I understand people's opinions of the Dark Souls series, and it's kind of like, is it really an RPG? Because it's got
it is, because you pick your play style. The Witcher really isn't.
Right. No,
it's the same. It's as much of an RPG as like Horizon, or I mean, even I guess Zelda at this point almost.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
I mean, it's more of an RPG than Zelda, but
because Zelda, you get magic, but you can still kick ass. Whereas in Dark Souls, if you choose magic, you are choosing to limit yourself weapon wise.
Well, yeah, and combat wise.
Yeah. So. No, I mean, and did you have anything else to add, Moose, or no?
No, I was just gonna say I agree that like that should never win The Witcher. I'm still bitter about the controls, but anyways. Go ahead.
Well, my thought is it really depends on it depends on what specific thing you're talking about and what side you're on, because let's be fair, there are plenty in communities we are all a part of that will hear us wax rhapsodic about Breath of the Wild and go like, yeah, but it's effing Nintendo. They put out subpar platforms. How can they be good when they're not, photorealistic, 4K, 1080p, 60 frames a second, because that's what I need to play my games at. And then, if it were to get Game of the Year tonight, it'd be some of those people like, oh, it's just all these old people who've been playing Zelda since 1987.
Just ask those people how they feel that a Wii U game won Game of the Year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember, when Mario Maker won Giant Bomb's Game of the Year, and like I was still on Platinum Achievements at that time, and you'd see people in that community like, what the hell? Mario Maker's Game of the Year, and in a year where Bloodborne came out and The Witcher came out, and
it's like it's the best proof of concept. I mean, it not only did it utilize that system well, like Mario Maker, it utilized that system well. The drag and drop thing was super simple.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a simple concept that you can make as complex as you wanted it to be.
Yep.
You could do 4 different types of games in one game. And like the only thing that was really wrong with that game was like you couldn't send your levels out to people easily.
Mm-hmm.
And like it had it had a Fisher-Price tablet.
Right.
But I mean, like that wasn't the game's fault. That was the hardware, but that's why I think like Mario Maker is going to be awesome on Wii or on Switch when it comes out.
Yeah,
like that.
But like,
how long's it been since Mario Maker?
2 years.
It's been 2 years. So next fall, if they
I could see it coming.
You think they could do that?
I
think
I see it.
What if they did like you were saying, instead of like Bayonetta and Metroid Prime 4? What if they did Bayonetta 3 and Mario Maker? And there's your Mario, and then Zelda can kind of like rest, and they can go, start working on the next one. And you've got another two great game lineup, for the year, and then just fill it with like indies.
Well, they also confirmed Fire Emblem for next year too. So there's your 3 punch right there.
There's 3. There's
But I'm gonna get us back on track here. I apologize.
All right.
Whoa, Matt's getting us back on track.
Yeah, I've been good tonight. I've been good tonight.
Write that down.
He's been really good.
But
somebody mark at the calendar.
But like, it really depends on what
right?
you're talking about, because I was the first detractor on Metal Gear Solid 5 until people started saying, they started saying the right things that said Matt should play this. I played it and I saw those things in action. I thought they were cool. I bounced off the game, but if that game won Game of the Year anywhere that year, I would give it the respect it deserves, because I got enough of it. I got the dog, and that dog was one of the coolest dogs ever in video games. I got to I saw that you could, basically make that horse take a dump on command, which is awesome.
Not only take a dump on command, but do it on a main road, and a convoy that's driving by will, yeah. It's have an accident because of it. I mean,
it's great. It's great.
Ridiculous.
You can just say, do it.
Yeah.
But that is, it really becomes, a question of perception, because we are in a medium that the hate seems very present for everything. I don't think there's a lot of that. Like, I'm not going to say the Oscars matter all the time, but there are times where they nail Best Picture. They're like, yep, that was the best film that year. And more often than not, when it doesn't, it's never, it's because it was this or because it was that, or it's just like, well, I just think this was a better film. Like, that's how they talk about that. And in games, it's like, nope, that game sucks. I don't know why that was Game of the Year. And I think the way that this conversation needs to change is we need to. More intelligence needs to be focused on talking about the medium rather than, well, I liked it, so it's Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when you try and tell someone you're playing a game that you like, you don't. I mean, Moose, Corey, and I don't always go, oh, well, I like it, so you should play it. It's like, I like it. This is why I like it. If you like what I'm talking about, then you play it. It's never like, play it because it's good, because what the hell is good? But in terms of, like, I mean, getting back to the Horizon thing, like, you have to take degree of difficulty into account. And someone who did first-person shooters that weren't exactly the most open and the most vibrant worlds. I mean, I think Killzone had some moments. Like, it had some cool things in it, but I didn't think the games were all that great. So when they did an open world, very Far Cry-esque game, but it didn't feel like a blatant ripoff of Far Cry, and it felt like something completely unto itself. Imagine Square Enix going from doing predominantly Final Fantasy games to doing, like, Uncharted. I know they did Tomb Raider, so calm down. Or at least they published it. But imagine they went from developing those Final Fantasy games to developing Tomb Raider, even though they didn't. I know Crystal Dynamics did. Don't correct me. There's a shift that needs to happen in the way that they do things that is drastic. And that's not always easy to do. Like, the analogs from one system moving to another, I don't understand how they work, but I know enough just looking at the two types of games that they are definitely not close to one another. Yeah. So you have to take that into account. But also, given that Zelda has been pretty much the same since A Link to the Past, and they do Breath of the Wild,
yeah,
that's a pretty big leap as well. I mean, you know, but then you could say, oh, but the first one,
especially for such a closed, like a closed company like Nintendo until recently, right? To make that big of a change is just
well, and I mean, and like Odyssey is an argument for the Mario series of how they were just kind of spinning their wheels since 64. Like they had flashes of brilliance with Galaxy. I mean, I go back and forth on Sunshine. Some days I like it, some days I don't. I need to just play it again, but I don't have a GameCube, so put GameCube games on Switch.
Don't worry, if you move to China and buy an NVIDIA Shield, you can play GameCube games.
Nah, it's too much. That's too much work. I don't want to learn a language and
you'd be the biggest person there. Everybody would look at you.
No, Yao Ming would be bigger. He's taller, but I think it just really depends on how anybody as a person wants to look at the situation. If they want to just paint it with a nostalgia brush and be that dismissive, that's on them. I try not to do that. Sometimes I just am. Like when all that bullshit about Uncharted 4, I'm like, you know what? No, you're just doing it because you're doing it for the same reason Return of the King got all those Oscars. It's just you didn't do it before, so we're going to do it now.
Yeah.
And I'm not, but see, that also implies I think that Naughty Dog did something bad. I don't. So it becomes me just dog paddling in my own bullshit. So it's a difficult thing, and because video games are such a wide and varied medium, the conversation shifts a lot. And I talked a long time. Corey, your thoughts?
I mean, it's really just hard because we have so much nostalgia for Nintendo games specifically, and it's like, man, how do you judge Zelda? And like, you look at all these past Zeldas, and you look at Skyward Sword, and you look at Twilight Princess, which, you know, by a lot of fans' standards are kind of the low points of the Zelda series. And you look at a lot of outlets who gave them 10s, you know, IGN, GameSpot, a lot of the major outlets gave them for me. You look at the major outlets, they gave them 10s. But they were also, those are totally different 10s to Breath of the Wild's 10. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I don't even know personally if I would give those games 10s, right? And like Twilight Princess is, outside of Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda game. You know, I can't explain why.
That's a personal thing. But see, saying it's your favorite is a way different conversation than saying it's the best.
I know. And like, there is no question in my mind that Breath of the Wild, you take the Zelda name off of it, Breath of the Wild is 1,000 times better than Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh hell yeah.
And you know, I recognize I try to look at things as objectively as I can, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I look at Mario Odyssey and I'm like, look, this game's not for me. I like the 2D Mario games better than the 3D Mario games. I just do, you know? And I think 3D World is the best of both worlds. You know, I like, in a Mario game, I like having that objective to chase. I like trying to get to the end of the world and finding the stuff in between the starting point and the flagpole, right? And I really loved 3D World because it gave you that small open space to run around in and explore while still giving you direction. Whereas like Mario Odyssey, man, is so overwhelming to me. To the point where it's like, man, I have like 300 and something moons, and I'm like, I can't believe there's 500 more of these things, and I don't really want to pursue that. And you know, there's people online who got all 880 moons out the gate. You know, they went out, and that's the game they spent the most time with.
Dan Riker did it while he was reviewing the game. I mean,
right?
Like,
yeah,
and that's, but yeah, like,
I mean, that's what this whole industry is about, right? Is opinions. And, you know, people can tell us we suck because our opinions suck or whatever. But like, you know, I try to go into every game as objectively as I can, even though I have nostalgia for Zelda. And, you know, when Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I have nostalgia for Metroid. And I still haven't played Samus Returns. Like, I love Metroid, and I just, you know, I can't pick up my 3DS to play it anymore. Like, I just can't. That system is retired in a box with the rest of my old Nintendo stuff, right? It's just... But at the same time, I look at a game like Horizon, and it's like, this like Moose said, or you guys said earlier, like this company that has made first-person shooters its whole existence pretty much comes out and delivers one of the best action RPGs of this generation.
Best stories, best new IPs.
Best story, best character.
Like the package is like redonkulous.
And like, I'm still struggling between Horizon and Zelda is what I'm going to pick for Game of the Year when we do that show. And like, I'm probably going to shock myself. Like, honestly, you know, I don't know. You know, I'm working through both those DLCs right now because, you know, Champions Ballad's out now, and I'm going to try to play through as much of both of them as I can. But Horizon is a special kind of game where it, in a totally different way than Zelda is, in a totally different way than, you know, a lot of people have played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds this year. Mm-hmm. You know, that game's not a 10, but that game...
It's not technically, it's not a game yet. It hasn't gone gold.
Yeah, but the way that game is played has changed the eyes of the industry. Mm-hmm. You know, it has changed the course of multiplayer gaming. Mm-hmm. And that's something worth considering, you know? Yeah. And, you know, it's... I would put PUBG the way... When Journey won Game of the Year when the year it came out, it changed the industry in terms of what people expect from the quality of an indie game. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, we had Braid and Castle Crashers and Bastion and stuff like that. But what Journey did for indie games is what I would say PUBG has done for multiplayer games.
Multiplayer shooters.
It is, it's changed the course of what the industry is going to try to do to get a piece of that pie. Yeah. And, you know, we've seen it with Fortnite. Grand Theft Auto has a version. Mm-hmm. You know, Ubisoft said that they're going to add this type of game mode to their future games. Like, it's there. Yeah. You know, Call of Duty and Battlefield, I'm sure will try to implement some version of it that's not great because those games aren't built for that.
But their player base will love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have to consider that, you know. And then, you know, Mario Odyssey, as much as Zelda changed the game for Zelda, Mario doubled down on what a Mario game is. And even though that game's not for me, I still recognize the quality behind that game, and the level design is like in a year of great platformers. You know, Ratchet and Clank came out. What was that, last year?
Yeah.
Like,
it was last
the resurgence of these character platformers. Crash came out, got a remake this year. Crash. You know, Ukulele is whatever it is. You know, like yeah. But I mean, like, in a resurgence of character platformers, Mario is still the best, mm-hmm. and it continues to show why it's the best and why it doesn't need to change all that much, you know? And so we have all these games that are, and then we have Wolfenstein 2, which tells this amazing story about, you know, yeah, technically it's not about what's happening today, but it's eerily similar, and like,
but it has a lot to say.
Has a lot of them Nazis. But, you know, like, we have games like that should be considered in a evolving a character from a pixelated face on the bottom of your desktop screen to one of the deepest characters in gaming now. Like,
something who was known, who spawned out of the 80s machismo action movie hero.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we learn in 2015 that this guy has some thoughts.
Yeah.
And now in 2017, not only does he still have those thoughts, but he can deliver exposition with the best of them. And yeah, Wolfenstein's a fucking cool thing.
Yeah. And then, like, even though I'm having trouble with Assassin's Creed running on my system, like, that's a system-based problem. It's not the game's fault, right?
Yeah.
But, like, for me, like, that game is a serious Game of the Year contender because of the relationship between Bayek and Aya, and like you see this big, huge, sprawling world, and you're killing guys with these cool looking swords and shooting fire arrows at these guys and watching them burn to death. But then you get these little moments of, you know, them trying to reclaim their home and their family, and them just being a husband and wife that have each other's back. And those moments are rare in a AAA action RPG, you know, and like that on top of like redefining what Assassin's Creed is and redoing the combat system and, you know, all that stuff is like, gotta consider it, man. You gotta consider Assassin's Creed Origins. It's not, I mean, honestly, it's probably not going to be my game of the year, but it's in my top 5, you know, and the games that I thought were going to be in my top 5 have dropped so low on my list that they aren't even on my list.
Yeah.
You know, games like Destiny 2, I thought for sure was going to be in my top 5 and is not. I don't even know if it makes my top 10 list at this point.
Like I know what my games are. I'm still trying to figure out the order of the list.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at now too.
Do we have a biggest disappointment category?
Yeah, Destiny 2. The Destiny 2 category.
That's pretty much I was going to say, because that's what it's.
I mean,
let's save that for next week. What do you say we do some 20 questions?
In all honesty, though, before we get to 20 questions, like my biggest surprise this year, and like I know we're going to cover this next week, but like ARMS, man, for Switch. ARMS. That is a cool game. That is a cool game.
All right, cool.
Matt, I don't know what peyote you were taking in, but
I'll tell you off there.
Send me that strain. No, all right. So now
it's gonna come in the form of a box, in a box, in a box.
Oh, you doing it Russian style? I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You learn a lot marrying a Russian woman. Yeah. Okay.
Sana's Russian? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm not a racist.
He's like,
I married a Russian Jew. I win.
All right.
No? Does that not count?
I mean,
happy Hanukkah, everybody.
I feel like we should I think that might be the only thing in the history of NGR I might ask you to edit. but let's do 20 questions. I have a game this week. We are trying to guess my game. They have 30 seconds per question. After questions 5, 10, and 15, they have a little 2-minute powwow. And then at the end of question 20, they have 5 minutes, and then they have to guess. That's it. Gentlemen, start your questions.
Who's going first? You want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. Was it released in the HD era?
Initially. You gotta say initially.
Initially released in the HD era.
Oh.
No.
Was it released before January 1st, 2000?
No.
Okay, so we got that window. 2000.
Moose.
2005.
What was Xbox? Was that the Xbox and PlayStation's used 7th or 8th? That was the 6th.
I don't know.
Was it released?
20 seconds left.
Is it exclusive to a console?
No.
No.
Okay, what was popular then?
So it's multi-platform.
Yeah, multi-platform, which were actually surprisingly kind of rare during that. Not a first-party game, that eliminates a lot. Okay. Is your primary way of taking down enemies shooting things?
Yes.
Okay.
Moose.
Shooting things.
Do you play a human?
No.
Okay.
That's 2 minutes going now.
So I guess I get that. I didn't think that question through. Next time I need to ask, like, would that count like a human piloting a ship? Would that get?
Yes, I would count that.
You would count that as playing as a human? Okay. All right. Okay. So
we know it's a multi-platform game where you shoot things as a human, but we don't know if it's like a third-person shooter. But if it's
Did you say it was human? I thought
a minute and a half left.
Oh no, you're not a human.
You're not a human, right?
Right.
No, not a human.
So multiplayer, not a human, shoot things.
Not multi-platform.
We didn't specify
multi-platform. Not multiplayer.
We didn't specify if you shoot things with guns, though.
That's true.
Because that weird Oddworld game came out, and you're shooting like animals off of a crossbow, so that was weird.
That's also a first person. You have a minute left.
It's third person.
You can do Odyssey.
You can. No, Stranger's Wrath. You can do first or third person. But I don't think it's that game because I think that game only came to Xbox initially. So
yeah.
But that was just my example. So where do we want to go from here? Is it my turn? My turn.
Yeah, it's your turn coming out of it.
Do we want to narrow it down to like genre?
Yeah, we could. Let's do genre.
30 seconds.
And then.
And it was probably a 3D. It's probably safe to assume it was a 3D game at that point since it was PS2, Xbox era.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want to ask like side scrolling? We can ask if it's like perspective. Try and get perspective narrowed down.
Yeah, let's go perspective.
10 seconds.
And then I'll.
We could ask if it is multiplayer.
5 seconds.
Like co-op? Yeah. Is it a co-op game? A lot of couch co-op games at that time.
I need a question.
Okay. Is it what most people consider a third-person shooter genre?
No.
No. Okay.
Moose.
Is it a side-scrolling shooter? 2D side-scrolling shooter?
Yes.
Corey.
Okay. So what was 2D?
You don't play as a human.
Okay. So what if it's something like Ikaruga or Odama or?
Yeah, but wouldn't you be a human playing in a ship?
15 seconds.
He said he.
Do you shoot things as a spaceship of some kind? Maybe not a spaceship, but just like a ship in general. Airplane, maybe.
This is not a yes, but that is in it. Moose.
What the fuck?
Okay, I'm stopping the timer.
Yeah.
You can do that, but that's not the main part of it. Like you can shoot things out of a vehicle, but that's not how you don't always do that. So that's in there.
So it's part of the game, but it's not.
Yeah.
The main
like
focus.
I don't want that to sort of say, oh, well, he's definitely thinking of a game where you're just piloting something side scrolling.
Right.
All right.
So it's a 2D side scroller where you can get a vehicle. What about Blaster Master? You did do some out of
Is there any weird Blaster Master sequel? What about that weird Contra game that came out for PS2?
15 seconds.
What weird Contra game?
There was
games more than I do.
I think it was like Shattered Soldier or something. Ask if it was multiplayer because that'll help.
Is it a couch co-op game, multiplayer game?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you upgrade your weapons in this game through power-ups and such?
Yes.
Okay.
That is 10. 2 minutes.
Do we want to ask? Well, I guess all like games at that time you can shoot multi-directional. You know what I mean? Like all around you. So you got power-ups. You can get in a vehicle, but it's not the main focus of the game. You're not human, and you're shooting stuff. Do we want to try and narrow down like console?
Well, if it's multi-platform,
well, it's multi-platform. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We could ask if it was handheld because he could be trying to sneak some kind of weird handheld thing in there.
That's true.
Let's see. It's
that would have been Game Boy Advance at that time. Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. But I mean, what Game Boy Advance games came to consoles? That's tricky.
So PlayStation 2, 2D.
1 minute.
Yeah, I don't.
You can pilot a vehicle. I have no freaking clue. I have no.
Yeah, the only thing that comes to mind is that weird Contra game, and there's a weird Fallout game that came too, but I don't know if.
See, I don't even know that.
45 seconds.
This weird.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 35 seconds.
Yeah, let's see. I don't even know. Shoot. There's a weird Mega Man game. There was the Mega Man X thing that came to something.
No, I don't even. Yeah, I wouldn't even know. Yeah. What should my next question be?
15 seconds.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I really don't know either. Ask about graphical style, if it's realistic or not.
Ooh, there we go.
Or if it was trying to
spray paste.
Was it realistic? Was it Japanese developed? Was it?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll go with was the art style realistic? Okay.
No, it was not.
Okay.
Corey.
Was this a Japanese developed game?
No. Oops.
American.
Actually, you know what? Stop. I have to Google this because I have to double check. I want to make sure.
Okay. What's my next question?
Man.
So if it's Western developed, God.
Man.
Was it a AAA?
What was the last question?
What?
Was it developed in Japan? Was it Japanese?
It was not developed in Japan.
Okay. Is it a AAA? Was it a AAA game?
No.
Whoa, not a AAA game? Shoot, what was not AAA at that point? I mean, the biggest non-AAA games at that point were all like dumb games like Alien Hominid or like.
Yeah.
But I think that was a GameCube exclusive until then.
It was a GameCube exclusive until it came.
30 seconds are up.
Did this game have a colorful color palette?
Yes.
I got a question. Did this game have a mascot?
Yes. That's 15.
I hate you so much right
now. Sorry, you can get them back next week. Or us back next week.
Let's see. Side scroll.
2D side scroller.
Dude, there's that.
Not realistic.
Did you say it was developed in Japan? I forget.
No,
already.
He said no to being developed in Japan.
No.
So it's a Western developed game. That had a mascot.
That kills Gradius. That kills stuff like
30 seconds.
Hold on.
I don't even know a lot of like 2D side-scrolling shooters from that genre.
Yeah, I don't either, man.
So I'm like, I have no idea what to ask next. So, and it's not AAA. So,
you could ask if it's available on current gen platforms.
What's your next question? It's your next question.
Oh, it's mine. Okay.
Yeah, you're 16. So then I'd be 17. Shit.
Dude, I really have no idea.
Neither do I. I don't know.
Moose is tired.
I'm trying to think.
No.
No. We have 5 questions left. We're going to get it.
And it was multiplayer.
35 seconds.
Had couch co-op. Did any of the Star Wars games have couch co-op?
I think they all did.
Because the Star Wars games, you could... Well, but you did... you play a human, and he said you don't play a human, right?
Correct. 10 seconds.
Don't play a human.
Hmm.
I bet you it's one of these ones where it's like, you think you're a human, but you're not a human. You know what I mean?
I need a question.
Awful. Okay. Shoot, I was gonna ask a question. Does this have competitive, or does this? No, I don't want to ask that. Does this game, Does this game have lasers?
Yes.
I really had no idea what to ask. I am so stuck right now. I'm just trying to...
Moose.
And you get power-ups. It's not... It's two-player or multiplayer. I don't know what to ask.
15 seconds.
I have no idea what to ask.
What if it's something dumb like Beautiful Joe or something?
5 seconds.
Not a AAA game. I don't know what to ask. I really don't know.
Cell shaded.
I need a question.
Is it cell shaded?
I'm going to say no.
You're going to say.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
You said it had a mascot, right?
Yes.
Okay. So. And you don't play as a human. But it's
10 seconds.
Why do I feel like it's some dumb Sonic game or something? Does your character have fur?
No.
Are there multiple characters to play as? Yeah.
No. Corey.
Don't play as a human, but it's side scrolling.
Yeah.
What is this
15
question?
seconds.
Is this question 20 or 19?
This is question 20.
Oh shoot! I thought this was 19. Oh, what do I ask, Moose?
5 seconds.
I have no idea. I asked
is your character an alien?
It's not a human. You know that answer.
Yeah, but it could be an animal of some kind.
A talking animal is still an alien.
No, it's not.
Sonic didn't come from Earth.
Dude, I do not consider Sonic an
Neither
alien.
did Crash.
I'm going to punch you.
Then, okay.
Side note.
Yes, it is an alien. You have 5 minutes, gentlemen.
Side note.
An alien would be something like that stupid alien from Destroy All Humans, or
yeah, that's true.
Or like Toe Jam and Earl would be aliens.
All right.
Toe Jam and Earl.
It.
That's not my guess. Not my guess.
You have 4.5 minutes left.
But there was one during that generation.
Did it
plays aliens? And I think you drive a spaceship at some point in that game.
It's not 2D. It's not a side scroller. It's like isometric top down, isn't it?
You are incorrect, Moose. it is a side scroller.
No.
Just because you can move up and down, it's still scrolling side to side.
I hate you
4 minutes.
I hate you so much. I hope you drink
No,
too
but
much
see,
beer.
like 2D side scroller is you move to the right of the screen. Like Mario is a 2D side scroller, and the screen moves to the right. Like that's the only way you can go. You can only go so far up. Like, okay, that's how a 2D side scroller is defined.
I think you could argue that those games are 2D side scrollers. I'm just saying that.
I got
3.5 minutes.
I ain't got nothing. On a side note, Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year.
Yay! Nostalgia.
Yay. Let's see. Man. Plays an alien. I mean, there wasn't like a weird Earthworm Jim game at that point, was there?
I was just going to say Earthworm Jim because you
3 minutes
it as a worm in an Earth suit. But did that have multiplayer?
I don't know.
Earthworm Jim have multiplayer?
Pretty sure they did.
I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so I don't know. Were there any like weird Metroidvania type games that you played as an alien?
No.
2.5 minutes.
I would say
What are you thinking, Moose? I need you.
To be honest, I'd say Earthworm Jim. That would be the best guess, and I don't think 1 had multiplayer, but I would think 2 had multiplayer.
Was there an Earthworm Jim game in the late PS1 era? Because we really didn't narrow it down to that generation.
Yeah, it was. They were both Gen
2 minutes. 2 minutes. I know.
I hope you choke on that banana.
He will.
You wish.
He will.
Bananas actually give me an allergic reaction, believe it or not. I'm not allergic to them, but they give me like the sensations of it. Little insight into what I have to deal with day to day. 1.5 minutes.
Man,
I would say it's Earthworm Jim. That's what I said. Because we said initially.
For some reason.
Did we ask if it was available on current gen?
No, did we? No, I don't think so.
You wanted to, but you didn't.
Which we probably should have asked. Because it could be something where like they, how like they add extra stuff when they remaster things. Like the co-op could have been, because I don't remember it from there being co-op, but I remember an HD remake.
I still.
Anyways, I don't
30
know.
seconds.
Honestly,
30 seconds.
I still think it might be Alien Hominid just because it's weird enough that Matt could get away with it, and it looks like a game he would play.
But I don't think it doesn't have co-op, does it?
I think it does.
If you want to go with
because
that
was like a big thing for the GameCube version. You needed the Game Boy Advances to play multiplayer.
10 seconds.
If you want to go with that, man.
Is that okay if I go with that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I have no idea what it is, so I'm going to lose.
Is it Alien Hominid?
It is Alien Hominid.
Holy
really?
shit.
Are you kidding?
It really is.
Nice job.
It really is.
Holy shit.
It really is. Now, I hope you didn't pull a muscle pulling that out of your ass.
God. He reached deep for that one. He reached deep.
It was initially released on November 21st, 2004 on PS2 and GameCube.
Yeah, it was PS2. That's right. You are right.
It did come to Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
And it was given the HD treatment on February 28th, 2007. It's developed by Behemoth. It's their first game.
I was going to say it's developed by the Castle Crashers guys.
It is a side-scrolling shooter, 1 or 2 players simultaneously. You can shoot, melee, bite heads off. The main game has 16 levels, 3 areas, include sprawled over 3 worlds, Urban, Russia, and Area 51. Power-ups give you extra grenade, shield, and unique ammo. Lasers. Also, you can ride vehicles, you can ride a monster, and you can pilot a UFO. Players can also unlock hats by completing certain tasks. There are 3 multiplayer modes: Challenge, Neutron Ball, and Pinata Boss. There's also a PDA game with 200 levels and an editor, as well as a retro game called Super Soviet Missile Mastar.
Yeah. I wish they weren't sucking Microsoft's dick, because we'd get their games on other consoles than Xboxes. Right?
Me too.
I'd like to play Pit People, but I'll never play it.
Yeah, exactly.
The most recent game, because it's on an Xbox One. The Castle Crashers remake was released on Xbox only.
Well, I mean, PC, you could play it on PC.
Yeah, which is more reason to get a PC instead of buying an Xbox.
I mean, I loved Alien Hominid on PS2, and what sold me on Castle Crashers was that I heard someone say it's the people who did Alien Hominid.
Yeah.
So, I had it on GameCube, and then I got rid of it. And after I got rid of it, I guess the GameCube version of Alien Hominid's worth like a ton of money.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it is.
I bought Castle Crashers just based on the artwork, and then fell in love with it. And yeah, that game's amazing, and they do amazing work.
And then you could play as the Hominid in Super Meat Boy.
You could also play as the Hominid in Castle Crashers as well.
Oh, and I know. I didn't play. I loved Castle Crashers, but I didn't play a ton of it. Not as much because by the time I had found that, like, Super Meat Boy came out like 2 or 3 weeks later, and I was like, oh, this is my life now. Good job, gentlemen. Good job.
But for some reason, like at like question 5, I was like,
when you said it, I'm like. Either they're not gonna go down this path. They're not gonna go down it. But then you ended up not going down it and just reaching into that vast abyss that is your asshole and pulling it out.
Call me fat because
No. I've seen your wingspan. You got long arms.
I'm a little less fat now, though.
Deep. You do look like you've lost weight.
I haven't had any bread this week, or any sugar, or any crap, except for this new Monster that doesn't have any of that crap in it, and is a little less bad for you than the rest.
I've been drinking the mango one. The mango one's real good.
Yeah, people keep telling me about that, and
I like the non-carbonated ones, and there's like there's just a lot of acid in that. It's not real carbony. So that's been 20 questions.
I can't believe
Moose and I are fucking tied. Corey has all of a sudden become relevant in 20 questions.
I know. And it's the end of the year, so it's like
we have 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
3 weeks left.
I have to stump you next week.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if the math.
And you have to be. Well, no, I think mathematically you are basically out of it. But
yeah, but I basically have to win out, and then you guys have to lose. 2 more. So
I have next week. Well, next is Moose's game, right?
No, it's Corey's game because I went last week. Yeah, I went last week. Remember, I went last week.
Oh yeah, that bullshit.
Yeah. You know how much bullshit that was? I made it the cover of our YouTube video that week.
All right, so Moose, where can we find you?
You can find me at Sven on PSN, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also follow me and Jason doing the Nerds Gone Platinum at NG_platinum on Twitter. Email us at nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com. And, of course, listen to the show and contribute in any way you want to. Matt, where can we find you?
You can find me at infinite_rewind on every social media platform I choose to be on. Predominantly, it's PSN, Instagram, Twitter. But my Twitter is just my Instagram.
It's 2017. Who tweets anymore?
Our president, he tweets a goddamn lot.
It's too much. I do see a lot. When I do see you tweet, it is your Instagram. But I mean, it's
if he hasn't destroyed enough, he's destroyed Twitter too. So
whatever. God, this world we live in.
God bless America.
God save us, please.
Did you see they got all their Pearl Harbor memorial stuff done? But they got it all wrong today or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They said the wrong date, and they quoted FDR wrong. And
Yeah, they're fucking useless.
God, it's like a really bad SNL sketch.
No, it's honestly it's literally like the if you know anything about World War II history, the one thing you can sort of take away is that the upper echelon of the Nazis were basically a bunch of fuck ups. Like that's what they were. They were fuck ups in their normal lives before that. And when you get a bunch of fuck ups together and you have one guy leading said fuck ups, that happens. And look where we're at. Look at, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go on a tirade, but look at what we're under and look at who's leading them. And you basically see, it. Like that's what's happening. It's crazy when you look back, and it's like that Propeller Head song. It's all a bunch of history repeating. Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me at CoreyNHD on Twitter, Instagram, and other places, I guess. You can find me at Rogue Spartan 4 on PlayStation Network if you want to play games with me.
But he won't, because he just hides offline.
Or he just doesn't play games with you, like Bloodborne or
or Fortnite
or Fortnite,
yeah,
or Rocket League or
I mean, if he wants to play Splatoon with me, I don't think that's going to happen.
It's all right. I don't want to play games. I don't want to play games with my co-host.
Yeah, I don't want to play games with my friends. Why would I do that? That just sounds like.
Why would I do that?
No, he plays games with his friends. That's why he doesn't play with us.
To be fair,
oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's it. I never.
He's reaching. He's in the same boat Phillips is in.
Oh yeah.
I also re-downloaded Titanfall 2 for PS4 today. So,
dude, I want to play that again. Yeah, I want to play that again. So let me know when you try.
I need more mechs in my life.
All right. So I will make it a point to play games with you either this weekend or early next week.
All right.
I'm gonna do it.
All right.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna hang out online Sunday night now. You realize this?
Sunday night. All right. I don't have anything to do Sunday night.
You're playing with us.
We're gaming. Yeah, we're playing games.
Yeah.
Playing games.
Yeah.
All right, Corey, take us home.
I'll be on early. All right. You can watch us on our YouTube page, like, subscribe, and share. You can take us on the go. Download us on your favorite podcast service of choice. I fixed the Stitcher link so the Stitcher works again.
Sweet.
Yeah, so all that should be working. I was like, man, our Stitcher numbers are down. And guess what?
That's
when the link was
Stitcher went rogue.
Bad. Yeah. Yeah. So that should all be working. Rate us, leave us a comment, join our Facebook page, Nerds Gone Rogue community. It's a fun place to be. Matt's been posting there a lot lately to play Splatoon, and well, we all do other things. Download our family of shows. Nerds Gone Platinum. Downloads are nice, fellas.
Yes.
Nintendo Power Block.
Yes.
Downloads are nice. Yay me.
Woo. I need to start downloading that because
Arsenal X. Arsenal X Xbox Game of the Year shows next week or this coming week. So
they only have one game, Cuphead.
Halo Wars 2. Halo Wars 2.
There's a lot of third-party games that are being included in that discussion. We're just gonna leave it at that. And then yeah. Just have fun. Have fun. Play the games you want to play. Have fun. Mm-hmm. We all have our own opinions, and they're all valid.
Yep.
Right? That works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be nice. Yep. Be nice to everybody.
Yep.
We want to promote.
Be nice to everyone unless they're a Nazi. Fuck Nazis.
And racist.
Well, I figured that goes without saying. Well, actually, no. Fuck racist too. Just so I'm covering all my bases.
Be nice. Be accepting. Play the games you want to play. Have fun playing them. Play with us. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. And until
next
week, we love you.
Banana and out. Oh yeah, I have to stop it.
sit there and try and have a fight with him, and it's like, fucking let's get started.
I win.
Yeah, I know you gotta win. With him, it's not that hard.
Is that a Donovan McNabb jersey behind you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of Donovan McNabb.
I liked him too. I still like him. I guess I should say I'm still a big fan of his.
Yeah. I remember when the Browns were going to try to sign him when he was not playing anymore. Oh, man. The Browns did confirm, though, that their coach is staying on through next year.
Jesus. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't even care anymore, dude. They fired their director of personnel and their general manager today, so 5 games left this season. Couldn't wait it out. They had to do it today.
Just let them finish it. Well, doesn't their contract go through the end of the year? So they could, like,
their contract goes through the end of next year. They're still getting paid next year, even though they got fired.
That's funny.
But the rumor is they're hiring Peyton Manning to be their president next year. So he's already been to Cleveland twice, looking for like housing.
Really?
Yeah. That's like the big news. And like the area I live in specifically is where like a lot of the athletes and the like people live. And well, like not where I live, but like 10 minutes away.
Close to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm following you.
Can that be the episode title, please? Flick Corey.
No, it says fuck. It says fuck.
Nah, it says Flick.
No, it says fuck.
It says Flick. Nope. Episode title. Flick Corey.
Flick Corey too. Fucking flick him.
That looks like an L and an I.
You look like an L and an I.
Together. I know. Let's see. Anything else going on at the Game Awards? That's still happening.
Has Jeff Keely, started going down on Hideo Kojima yet? That better for you?
I don't know.
Better.
I haven't been watching. The only thing I know is that the Breath of the Wild DLC is available right now.
And it has motorcycles or something.
And it does it? What? No, it doesn't. You're the third person to tell me that.
Does it?
Why do we need motorcycles? We don't need motorcycles.
Why don't you need motorcycles?
Who's riding a motorcycle?
Me.
That was a tease. That was a tease for the DLC for the Mario Kart DLC for Wii U.
Oh,
they put that motorcycle in there, and they said that was concept art for Skyward Sword. Was Link riding a motorcycle at some point, and then they scrapped it, and they said that they might implement it in a future Zelda DLC or a Zelda game.
Okay.
Maybe it's that Xenoblade, Zelda story that's in there, so you get the Zelda armor, the Xenoblade armor.
You mean the 4 chests that are hidden around Hyrule, and you go to that spot at night, and there's magically a chest that opens for you?
Sounds like Fortnite.
That storyline.
Just chests just show up.
There's no story, is there?
No, there is literally no story.
Awesome.
Doesn't really need to be. All right.
Nope.
Man, now I'm balancing 4 huge games right now. Oh, there is a motorcycle.
I told you.
Whoa, Link's doing mini jumps. This is like GTA Hyrule.
I will have to say Captain Canada told me about that, so that's why I trust it.
Error.
He'd have a big if he's trying to pull my leg, Matt would have a huge setup for it. You know what I mean? He'd have a huge lead in, and then he just casually mentioned the Zelda motorcycle, like Link's on a motorcycle, and I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, so that's got to be happening,
Yeah, he wouldn't just be like, so. He starts off a prank like it's a serial killer story.
There's a new divine beast, 30 new shrines.
Oh, great! How many more Korok seeds?
100.
They're getting that 1,000. We knew that was going to happen.
Yep, looks like there's gonna be 150 shrines total, 5 divine beasts, and 1,000 Korok seeds, and a new set of trials for the Master Trials.
Trophy.
I already got that. And a bunch of new costumes. The new motorcycle is called the Master Cycle Zero.
Awesome. Are we going to start this shit show?
Can we start now?
You're hosting.
I'm just saying. I don't want to. I'm asking you if we can start, so I don't want to just go like, "What's up, nerds?" and then all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, guess what? They just did this on the Game Awards."
Soul Calibur 6 was announced.
No, great. See, this is what I'm talking about. Corey,
no Switch version though.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Okay, you can go now.
All right.